Ever wondered how the project cost is divided into equity and quasi-equity? It's quite a fascinating process, actually. Let's dive in. Equity, in the simplest of terms, refers to the ownership interest in a firm. It represents the residual interest in the assets of an entity after deducting liabilities. In other words, equity equals assets minus liabilities. This is the value that the owners hold in a business. Equity comes in several forms, such as common stock, preferred stock, and owner's equity, each with its own set of rights and privileges. On the other hand, quasi-equity is a type of financing that combines elements of debt and equity. It is often used by companies that are not yet profitable or are in a growth phase. Quasi-equity can be structured as a loan with flexible repayment terms, or it can include an option for the lender to convert the loan into equity. Quasi-equity is considered riskier than traditional equity because it is less secure and often depends on the company's future profitability. So, how does this apply to project cost? Well, a minimum of 25% of the project cost should be in the form of equity or quasi-equity. Out of this, at least 17% should be by way of equity capital. This is the portion of the project cost that is funded by the owners or shareholders of the company. It represents their investment and risk in the project. In addition to this 17% equity capital, quasi-equity up to 8% can also be considered. This can be in the form of flexible loans or options to convert the loan into equity. This additional quasi-equity provides a buffer for the project and allows for more flexibility in the financing structure. To sum up, the division of project cost into equity and quasi-equity is a strategic decision that balances risk and flexibility. Equity represents the owner's investment and risk in the project, while quasi-equity provides additional financing with more flexible terms. A minimum of 25% of the project cost should be in the form of equity or quasi-equity, with at least 17% as equity capital and up to 8% as additional quasi-equity. This structure provides a solid foundation for the project's financial stability and future growth.